Hi everyone and Happy New Year. This is Shelly Dressel and I'm going to be doing a ULB Mini. It'll be all three of them, so it may be a little bit of time. I'm not 100% sure. But we are coming here to the close of 2023 and this is a massive, massive year. I think 24 is of course going to be a big one. It seems like every year is that way, does it not? But anyway, on these last couple of days of 23, I just wanted to come in and see what they have to say and perhaps set up the energies for 2024. So here we go. Greetings. It is I, Elbon. I come to you at this time because I know on the earth plane it's an important date in time for you. The calendar as you know it will be changing in the future. Just as there have been so many things that were distorted due to the, you could say the cap they put on the energy, to the way in which things were changed and shifted so as to suit the purposes of the nefarious ones. Much of that was done simply for the effect of making a change that would then in turn be controlling. So this calendar that you call December 31st and January 1st being the transition from one calendar to the next is going to be changing in the future. Now, there have been some different discussions about it. Some said they're going to add a month. We felt when we looked at it that they might subtract some time. You know, there is a universal calendar, and even that is different because it is the perception that people have in looking at it. But that's something that is coming up in more of the long-term future, at least 6 to 9 months, if not even another year before that goes into effect. The other thing that people have been talking about a lot is what is really under Antarctica. What is really the earth plane? Is it flat? Is it round? How many times have we discussed this already? Many. But there are even some things that are coming out lately that say we are actually just a crater in an even bigger planet. So many of these things that are talking about the surface of the planet, that are talking about Earth itself, are coming up now as a means of trying to confuse people and cause people to perhaps in turn go back to what they know, which is somewhat limited information. There's going to be a great deal of disclosure. As I've said over and over, I felt as if that should have come out a long time ago, but it hasn't. But it can no longer be kept back. With the energies that are changing as you go into this new year, and with the recent solstice that we just had, you cannot hold it back anymore. So some of that disclosure is going to be just about the information and talking about things that are here on Earth. But you cannot give the disclosure without talking about the fact that there is more than just the planet Earth, that there is a universe, that there are other beings out there, that they reside on different planets, that they've been coming in and out of the Earth plane this whole entire time. So yes, part of the disclosure will be about us and it will be about some of the ETs, but not all of it. They will begin by focusing upon the Earth plane. So that being said, let me circle back around here. What is the Earth? The Earth is a planet into and of itself. There are different perceptions in looking at it, and many of those that call it a flat Earth are actually just looking at a dimension within the whole. They're not seeing the whole. And we've talked about this before. Sometimes when things are very high vibration or very low vibration, people only see that which is in vibrational alignment to where they are. So my perception is that perhaps some of the reasons that people don't talk about the other aspects are because they don't see those frequencies, and therefore to them it is just one flat sequence. But it has to have curved edges to it. There has to be a continuity to it. There has to be a flow that goes in and around the Earth. So no, it's not just one flat plane. Okay, there's been a lot of people that are talking recently about the the ice wall, I believe is the phrase that they have been using, and saying that there are many, many, many different continents and other existences that are behind the ice wall, and that ice wall is down in Antarctica. So yes, indeed, there is a wall. Yes, indeed, there are other perceptions, and much of this is what Breonna has talked about from time to time, those crystal cities, those cities that are still in the 7th and 8th and 9th dimension, those places that are just a high light frequency. Those are some of the things that are behind the ice wall. But that is, again, a perception. Not all of that is going to come out all at the same time. The other question that people have been asking me has been about, are the negative ETs around? Because they keep talking about the negative angels, the Elohim. They keep talking about what is real, what is not. And if I start talking about all this, before you know it, we'll be down at, 20 or 30 minutes. But it will be coming up more and more in discussion. There is a great deal that is coming out. And I remind you that there are so many people that like to lump everything as the whole. There is never everything that is all bad or everything that is all good. There's always a balance of that which is positive and that which is negative. But I do want to reiterate once and for all that that foundation of the reptilians is gone. It is gone from the universe. It is gone from your galaxy. It is gone from your planet. So people that continue to talk about the reptilians and about those really negative, nasty energies, I cannot reiterate enough that they are actually all gone. So everything that you're talking about, everything that you're working through, all has to do with these vibrations and frequencies that are what you're working with right now. So with that, I will say it's going to be a fabulous new year, especially those of you that have already been in this process. Things will continue to get easier and easier. But the next time that we're going to be talking, I believe, is January 3rd, and we will go into these things in a lot more detail. But I send you much love and light, and know that the earth has got it. You've been through the worst part, and let's just keep sitting and flowing and sharing that highlight vibration of love. Ansaluia. Greetings. It is I, Breonna. There is so very, very much to say. I am thrilled and excited about this time and all that is happening on the earth plane. With the disclosure, they are already preparing to frighten people. They are already preparing to make it worst case scenario. They are already preparing, meaning those last few nefarious ones, they're already preparing to try to make things negative for you and hard for society. So I remind you, it is up to you to choose to be in the high frequency. It's up to you to choose to remember that we've been through all this. Everything that they're talking about has already been done. It's already been done in the past. So as they talk about these many things, as they bring out the disclosure, it's important for you to remember it is already over and done with about 90 to 95% of it. So if they start talking about things that are very frightening, if they start talking about things that kind of in your community, people are getting very upset, say, this is a reminder that was already done 2018, 1920. And now they're bringing it out to the public because it is time to move forward. The inner earth is going to interact with humanity more and more in 2024. The inner earth are Lemurians primarily, and they are also much of the Pleiadians that I am a part of. However, there are other species that continue to live in the inner earth also, and some of those species will begin to come forward. This will be something that I've been chatting with Shelly in the background, and that I would like to have a mini class, a mini something or other that talks about the various species that are going to be interacting with humanity. In this way, it will perhaps open up a doorway or open up your consciousness so that you will be able to understand, oh, who's here? What am I associated with? Because many of you already have an aspect that is living in these different frequencies that come from other planets. And perhaps that's a time that you can connect into, or that you can actually have that understanding or awareness come to you. So that's going to be a big change coming in the year. I have to, as much as I dislike having to do so, I do have to reiterate what Elbon just said. The fact that there are still so many people that just like to spout negative things. They like to bring fear. They like to, a lot of that is bringing up that loosh, as they call it. And some of these people, I honestly believe they are not intending for that to be the case. However, there are so many that are purposely doing this. That third dimension is gone. And they're just using up, it's like they're sucking up the last of that energy. And when that energy has been used up, it will be gone once and for all. There are many people that keep talking about warfare. They keep talking about nuclear bombs. They keep talking about scare events. There will be maybe one event, maybe two at the very, very most. But there will not be warfare on the earth plane. There will absolutely not be a nuclear event of any sort. That was already put aside many, many, many years ago, and they have already started getting rid of the actual nuclear bombs. So it is not going to happen. Those that like to, this is a heads up to you, like a ding, ding, ding in the head. If you hear someone that keeps talking and talking about it, then perhaps quit listening to them, because all they're doing is bringing forth fear and anxiety. In this new energy, it's going to be even more prominent in this coming year. When you look at the numerology, 2024 totals to an 8. And an 8 is a beautiful year for manifesting. 8 is about abundance. 8 is about new beginnings. 7 has been about completing many, many things. And that is why we have said all year long during 2023, let's complete your past issues. Let's complete what's hanging over you. Let's complete any of those karmic agreements. So now, let's look at this next year as let's move forward. Let's see what new beginnings we can have. And as the rest of society, those that you call the normies, are awakening and beginning to hear about stuff like this, let's be kind and generous and loving and help them in such a way that they can experience all of this without too much difficulty. This is a great time to be upon the earth. I thank you for this past year and all the many, many communications that we have had, and know that I am ever with you. Aunt Saluia. Greetings. I, Cristalia, come at this point to shine forth my love, my light, and my energy. This is a magnificent time to be upon the earth. I have seen a dramatic rise in the vibration just since the solstice. For those of you that like to look at the human resonance, human resonance, not human. For those of you that like to look at the Schumann resonance, you may have noticed that they're talking about there's something new that is showing up, and that it showed up in 2012 and 2018 and now 2023 into 2024. When you go back and you look at that pattern, you will see that there have been absolutely definite times of transition that is actually measured by the waves of energy upon your earth. So this next year, there will be more and more people that are talking about the ascension. There will be more and more people asking questions. The best way that each of us as a human and as a part of either this group or anyone that you work with can help these people or help these situations is to just focus upon love. Focus upon the love that is within you. Focus upon the love that comes down from the universal light and moves through you. And focus on all that there is. Beloved, I will be even more prominent in the year to come. I am very excited about all of this. I invite you to reach out to me. My energies and the many others of us that are part of this crystalline vibration will be even more prominently within the earth plane. So ask us to come in. Ask us to be here with you. And know that we are ever with you. Hallelujah.